Good evening, this is your election headquarters, Joy News here on Multi TV, and this is Constituency Watch. And of course, the show has reached its final lap tonight. We are in the final weeks towards the December 7 elections, and indeed we are just about 3 days away from the crucial December 7 polls. And tonight we continue our countdown here on Constituency Watch, and we head towards the Volta region, and to be precise, we are in the Keta constituency, and the Keta constituency is putting up a very interesting parliamentary race. We have 5 new candidates contesting the seats in that particular constituency. How will the events unfold there? Well, you will join us. We'll find that out later along the line here on the show, but join us as always with your messages and your comments. 0544-334-722 is our WhatsApp number, and then also you can send us a tweet at Joy News on TV. That's our Twitter handle, and mine is @NeSmart. Or you can post your comments on our Facebook page, facebook.com/joynews, and we'll get to read them here on the show. But as always, Constituency Watch is proudly brought to you by Star Ghana. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Welcome back to Constituency Watch, brought to you by Star Ghana. Now, if you have missed any of our shows, you still have the opportunity to watch those shows again on the internet. So just log on to www.youtube.com/MyJoyOnlineTube. And now, you may have registered as a voter, but if your age is below 18 years, please do not vote, because underage voting is illegal and you can be arrested and prosecuted. Parents, please stop your children from voting if they are below 18. Any person under 18 years who votes may be arrested and prosecuted. This message is an initiative of the Editors Forum Ghana in collaboration with the National Commission for Civic Education, the Electoral Commission of Ghana, and the multimedia group operators of Multi TV. Now, let's take a closer look at the Keta constituency, which is under the spotlight tonight. The Keta constituency is one of the coastal constituencies in the Volta region. It is one of 2 constituencies under the Keta Municipal Assembly. As capital of the Keta municipality, it is well noted for its active role in trading activities during the Gold Coast era. Abo, Anyako, Atiavi, Jalukopo, Hatogodo, and Anglon Afiarenyingba are some of the major communities in this constituency. There are currently about 45,300 registered voters and 79 polling stations in the constituency. It is home to one of the country's historic landmarks, Fort Presenstein, built in 1784 by the Danes for slavery and other trading activities. The structure is currently in a deplorable state. The famous multi-million-dollar Keta Sea Defense Project is also located in this constituency. The project has saved Keta from being completely washed away and helped reclaim several hectares of land for resettlement and other development projects. The constituency also plays host to the Keta Lagoon, which extends to some of the constituency's major settlements. These communities are only accessible by canoe. Sylvester Tonyava is the municipal chief executive for Keta.
As a citizen of the area, I realize that it's difficult for people to go out to market or travel to anywhere, especially when people are sick. carrying people to the nearby health facility is always difficult. It is my wish that in the not too distant future, government should make effort to connect these people, to link them to either Atiavi or to Trakuma or Trebi, so that they can move out freely anytime they are in need or they want to travel out.
In spite of the availability of water bodies in the constituencies, access to potable water is still a major challenge in some parts of the constituency. Apart from fishing, farming is another lucrative venture, with maize, cassava, pepper, shallots, okra and tomato being some of the crops grown in the municipality. The Keta constituency is currently benefiting from road construction works under the Millennium Challenge Account program to help farmers cut their goods from their farms to the market centers. The MCE says about 7.5 kilometers of these roads have been tarred in the municipality.
The Keta municipality has been given a 7.5 kilometer length of road which has been constructed and tarred. Either to this place has been inaccessible and farmers have to carry their foodstuffs to the roadside, either by head or through trucks, and it has also always increased the cost of production. And by the construction of this road, it will surely enhance their productivity and also improve their income.
Keta is also home to a good number of basic and renowned second cycle institutions. Some of these notable schools are Anyako Senior High, Keta Secondary School, Keta Business College and the Keta Senior High Technical School. There is also the Keta Government Hospital, located at Jalukopo near Keta. The hospital's premises also hosts the Health Assistance Training School, where middle-level manpower nurses are trained for health facilities across the country. One other major resource available in the constituency is salt. The mining of this resource has created employment for hundreds of people in the constituency. In spite of the jobs created by the presence of salt, marketing the product is a major headache for persons engaged in the salt business. Charles Kweku Tamaklo speaks for the salt winners at Anglon Afiarenigba.
We have a river here. We fish here. Then we win salt here. From Ashangba here up to that corner. That's this thing. But the only problem for it is that we don't have market for it at all. That's our major problem. That's our major problem. But the road for our area here, it let the dust come to our this in our salt here. So we need the government to cover the road for us, so that the dust should not cover our soil there. If they see that, they won't say that we don't have any good salt here. We have a pure salt here, a salt, natural one. That's what we have.
The Keta constituency is a noted safe seat for the National Democratic Congress since 1996. In 1992, however, Kweku Chidi Dulo of the NCP polled 18,199 votes to become the first parliamentarian for the constituency in the Fourth Republic. The NDC, however, took over from 1996 with its candidate Dan Koshi Abodakpi polling 32,258 votes to take the seat, whilst the NPP's Emmanuel Kwame Voka only managed 1,072 votes. In 2000, Dan Abodakpi retained the seat, having secured 25,090 votes, or 90.90%, with Chris Akman Akume of the NRP placing a distant second with 898 votes, or 3.30%. Dan Abodakpi again got the nod to go to Parliament in 2004, having secured 26,803 votes, representing 87.5%, beating off competition from Kujo Fianu of the NPP, who polled 1,976 votes, or 6.5%. Richard Lasse Agbanyafia took over from Dan Abodakpi in 2008, polling 27,247 votes, or 90.3%, to retain the seat for the NDC. The NPP's Kujo Fianu this time round managed 1,406 votes, representing 4.7%. With Keta considered a stronghold for the NDC, the presidential race has also been in favor of that party, In 1996, former President Rawlings secured 32,945 votes or 98.7% for the NDC, whilst the NPP's John Kufuor managed only 335 votes or 1.0%. John Kufuor's total votes, however, shot up to 776 during the first round of voting in 2000 as the NDC's new candidate, John Mills, recorded a reduced margin for the party, 25,327 or 94.20%. In the runoff polls, however, John Kufuor's votes increased to 1,435 votes or 4%, whilst John Mills increased his lead to 34,737 votes or 96%. The 2004 polls still put the NDC in the lead in the Keta constituency with 28,901 votes or 94.6%, with John Kufuor polling 1,460 votes or 4.8%. The first round of the 2008 polls had the NDC's John Mills in the lead in the constituency with 31,153 or 95.60%, whilst Nana Akufo-Addo of the NPP secured 1,000 votes or 3.10%. The runoff polls saw Nana Addo increase his lead narrowly, polling 1,057 or 3.04%. John Mills increased his first round figure, polling 33,693 or 96.96%. For the 2012 general elections, 5 parliamentary candidates are vying for the Keta seat. They are Richard Kwashiga of the ruling National Democratic Congress, Alex Maunyo Vojogba of the New Patriotic Party, Wisdom Kwame Adonu of the Progressive People's Party, Edem Mensah of the National Democratic Party, and Joseph Lugu of the New Vision Party. You're welcome back. This is still Constituency Watch here on the Joy News channel, your election headquarters. And tonight we'll be speaking to 2 out of the 5 aspiring candidates for the Keta constituency, the NDC's Richard Kwashiga and the NPP's Alex Maunyo Vojogba. But on the line now, we've been joined by Richard Kwashiga of the NDC. Good evening to you, Mr. Kwashiga, and thanks for joining us on Constituency Watch.
Thank you very much, and good evening to you and to your audience.
Okay. First of all, let me find out from you. It looks like all 5 of you in this race this time are new to the seat. Does it then imply that it's a level playground? Do you see it like that?
Well, you could call it a level playing field, but it is obvious that it is only one candidate that stands out, and that is me. And it is me and the NDC that the people of the Keta constituency are going to send to Parliament, and of course the presidency as well. The enormous contribution that we made towards President Mohammed's election from the Keta constituency will not be in doubt.
Of course, I wasn't expecting you to have mentioned any other candidates as standing tall, but is it also because the NDC has dominated this particular constituency since 1996? Is that what makes you think that you stand tall amongst your fellow contenders?
Not at all. I think that the NDC has delivered on promise. The people of the Keta constituency are very much excited about the work of the NDC in terms of the development projects have been delivered to the people of that constituency. And if you're talking about satisfaction level, it is so high. And to think that the NDC is the most trustworthy political party, the party that they can rely on to bring to their doorsteps the kinds of upliftment and development that they need.
Okay, so speaking of upliftment and development that they need, there's this concern about those who live around the Keta Lagoon who are not able to, vehicles are not able to go to their place easily because then they would have to go back and forth by canoe. What are your plans for helping these people who are engaged in farming, for instance, how do you plan to help improve their lives, since you're talking about improvement in development?
Clearly, the concerns of these people and the challenges faced by people in these communities within the Keta constituency will strongly brought to the fore. I will have, as a member of parliament, let the Ghanaian people know, to let government know that there are lots of Ghanaians out there who are suffering, who need help. The various sector ministers, obviously, will be on their neck to get things done for these communities. And so clearly, the expectation is that the challenges faced by these people will be addressed. I would say that the NDC have taken a giant step in addressing many of the challenges of the people since it took office in 2009. Lots of the communities were not connected to the national grid, but today they have benefited from that, and a lot more often connected to the national grid. There are communities obviously cut off as a result of the water bodies that you referred to, and some steel bridges are needed to be constructed over some of these water bodies to ease the challenge of the people. And so these are issues that definitely will strongly feature as we journey into 2013.
And there are also concerns about water, access to potable water. Although there's abundance of water bodies in the constituencies, not all the communities have access to potable water.
Yeah, that's true. Especially when you take a look at Anyako, for instance. There are efforts being made by government to provide them potable water. And as I speak to you, there are plans to extend water from Sogakofa to Anyako. And the feasibility studies and all that have been done. And government is in the process of doing that. It's a matter of time. And this is an issue that I've already gotten myself involved in, and we're working very hard around it. And the people of Anyako and these environments especially are very confident that indeed pipe-on water or potable water will be delivered to them, just like it has been delivered to communities around them, such as Asieme, Achiavi, and others.
And staying with Anyako in particular, we know that Anyako is closer to the sea, and I don't know if I can call it erosion of sorts, but there's almost every time Anyako is more like living in the water, if I can put it that way. Are there plans to build sea defense for Anyako also, so that it also doesn't get washed away like Keta had been threatened over the years?
Anyako is surrounded by water bodies, not necessarily the sea, but the issue is that government has been necessarily taking all the steps, as it were, to see what can be done for the people in those areas. And there will be the need for some effective feasibility, some effective studies, and to see how the people, the community can be salvaged. I think that government is not just going to look on to see what the water bodies wash away that community. That is not going to happen.
Okay. Now let's look at the chances, your chances as you enter this race. The NDC in 1996 had 32,258. That was Honorable Dan Abudakbi. It came down to 25,090 in 2000. Then it went back up a little in 2004 to 26,803. Then in 2008 to 27,247. Looks like the NDC, though this may be one of your strongholds, you really haven't been performing that well in that constituency. How are you faring in that constituency so far?
Well, let's see. Currently, there are over 46 40,000 people on the electoral roll. And if all things being equal, if majority of, let's say 90% of those turn out to vote, my expectation is nothing less than 95% for the NDC.
So usually what I do is I try to find out from the candidates if they can predict what they are going to come up with on Friday. I nearly said next week, but December 7th is just Friday. So what margin are you targeting this December?
But I'm talking about 95%.
95%.
I cannot tell you, I cannot be able to tell that we're going to have out of the 40,000 or 45,000 turning out to vote. But whatever the turnout is, the NDC, Richard Koshiga, should not be getting anything less than 95%.
That's an interesting figure, 95%. How do you think it's going to be easy for you to get 95%?
I have been around the nook and cranny of the community, of the constituency. I have touched base with the electorate. I have been able to reach out to them to demonstrate to them that indeed I am the one who can best represent their interests in Parliament, and I think I've done that effectively. And God willing, I may even get more than 95%.
Okay. All right. So what exactly have you been telling them? What is the message that you've been giving to them on the ground?
Well, clearly, I have identified what their needs are. We need to do a needs assessment, which I've discussed with them. We need to be able to really organize and know exactly what our priorities are, what steps ought to be taken to address the challenges that the constituency is faced with. And I've told them the way and the how to go about these things. And my message has been very convincing because it falls within the realm of reality. And that is exactly what I've been telling them, and they have believed it. And I know that they're just going to vote accordingly.
Well, when you say it falls within the remit of reality, what exactly is it about reality that you're telling them?
Well, I'm not going to... you see, when you go talking about free SHS, where we have not built school buildings for the people, where there are no structures, where there are no not enough dormitories, you know, and you are telling them, promising them free SHS, that is not realistic enough, you know, and you don't expect people to tend to believe, or you don't expect people to be that gullible, you know, to just swallow hook, line, and sinker, you know, the concept of free SHS when they know clearly that you have not actually done the necessary groundwork or put in place the necessary infrastructure to ensure that. And that obviously is unrealistic. But when I say realistic, we're talking about situations where we're telling them that we're going to put up community schools, secondary schools, at least 200 nationwide. And of course, the Keta constituency will be a beneficiary of that, where we're telling them clearly that we will ensure that a lot more of our young people in SHS get free laptops with which they can work, because they can see some of their children and some of their colleagues, you know, benefiting from the free laptop project of government. And so if I say realistic, this is realistic.
So for you, these things you have mentioned are realistic enough and they are achievable, right?
Realistic and achievable.
Okay, let's also look at one more issue before I finally let you go, though. The issue about peace. We know that as we're getting closer, flashpoints are emerging. New flashpoints, if I can put it that way, are emerging. Keta hasn't really been noted to be that much of a flashpoint, but how are you aspirants, and you in particular, Mr. Koshiga, are ensuring that the polls in Keta will be free and peaceful, devoid of any acrimony?
Thank you very much. We're doing all we can to ensure peace, and we've been preaching that to create a lot of awareness. We've spoken to our agents and our supporters and volunteers not to engage in any acts that will, as it were, compromise the peace that exists in the constituency. And we're very confident that, God willing, the polls will cast our votes in peace, and we'll continue in peace right after that.
But do you have any set of rules or sanctions for those who probably might go foul of the law? Because we know as politicians you always do that, but at the end of the day you are too busy on the day, and your agents or someone or your follower may do something that may go contrary to what you've told them to do. Do you have any specific laid down procedure to deal with such persons?
The NDC in the Keta constituency is a very disciplined one, and the members are people who are law-abiding and understand clearly the essence of peace. And they know too well that, toying with the peace that we have, obviously, is tantamount to the destruction of the very fiber of our society. And therefore, they just will not do that which will disturb the peace. Okay.
All right. Well, we'll have to say a big thank you to you, Mr. Richard Kwashiga, for speaking to us here on Constituency Watch. Just gone by was the NDC's parliamentary aspirant for the Keta constituency in the Volta region, Richard Kwashiga. This is Constituency Watch. Stay with us. When we come back, hopefully we'll be joined on the phone lines by the NPP's parliamentary aspirant as well, Alex Vojogba, who is the aspirant for the Keta constituency. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is still Constituency Watch here on the Joy News channel, your election headquarters on Multi TV. We've been trying to establish contact with the NPP's parliamentary aspirant, Alex Vojogba, for the Keta constituency, but we've not been able to reach him. But let me quickly go through some of the messages that you have sent to us already. This one from Emmanuel. He says, good evening. Good evening, Emmanuel. The issue is loud and clear. The majority needs of the people, if not at all, are met. So the people are going to look at this massive development and retain the NDC in power. Good luck to President Mahama and Richard Kwashiga. Okay, so indirectly you are telling us that Richard Kwashiga, you think, will win the seat out of the 5 new aspirant contesting that seat. This one from Maputo, he says, smart, somebody should advise the NPP not to waste their money on the Keta constituency, because it is going to be as easy as a walk on the park for the NDC. Well, okay, probably you are looking at it also from the angle that the NDC has dominated that constituency since 1996. Okay, James Amuzu has sent one in. He says, please let me tell the people of Keta this time round they should try their hands on the MPP and they won't regret they did. Okay, so James Amuzu is urging those of you in Keta to try the NPP this time, and he believes that you will not regret voting for the NPP to represent you in Parliament. That's what he believes. But that's how we'll wrap up our show because we're already running out of time. So many thanks to you for watching tonight, and a big thank you also to Richard Kwashiga, the NDC's parliamentary aspirant for the Keta constituency. Unfortunately, we couldn't establish any contact with Alex Vojogba, even though he had indicated his willingness to speak to us on tonight's show. But well, that is all time will allow us. Okay, let me read this quickly. From Awal Isahaku Kanu, he says, I'm quite scandalized by the inability of Mr. Kwashiga to properly articulate his vision for the constituents of Keta. Like every propagandist, Mr. Kwashiga danced around the germane issues, pontificating non-existent achievements and engaging in blame game. Okay, so that's it for our show tonight. My name is Nia Kofi Smatabe. Constituency Watch was proudly brought to you by kindest support of Star Ghana. Clarence Kwesi Appiah is standing by with nightly news. But that's it from us. Good evening.